Hello, my friends. I just saw Mark in China and we caught up at the Xpeng global launch, which was actually in Hong Kong, and then we both went to China. Now, Mark has actually test driven the Zeekr 007 GT. This, I think, it's probably the best looking car ever made, other than, you know, $1 million supercar. But I think this is the best looking car ever made. And it's got that drool factor, but it also has some incredible technology. It has 600 kilowatt charging speeds. It also has Geely's new golden brick battery, which is just ridiculously insane. It's lithium iron phosphate, so no nickel in that battery. There's 2 battery options. And honestly, I'm going to let Mark tell you guys about this car because he knows all the details. In fact, he knows every little detail. He actually lives in China. He lives and breathes this stuff. I mean, the guy, he's like an encyclopedia. You can ask him any question about an electric car. He knows absolutely everything. So I just want to say a big thank you to Mark for testing this car, getting it out to us, actually having a look at it, because I, for one, am super excited to see this on the roads.
Hi everybody, Mark here once again with the Electric Viking, bringing you a new car coming from China, and one that is definitely going into international markets. You're going to like this one, I think. It is the very sexy Zeekr 007 GT, or the 7 GT as it will be known in international markets. Let's whip the camera around and go and take a closer look. Yes, this is the Zeekr 007 GT, or 7 GT for international markets. It's the shooting brake version of the 007 Saloon from Zeekr, a Geely brand of course, now part of the Zeekr group, which also includes Lynk & Co. Now this is an absolutely drop-dead gorgeous car. Look at that. This green, by the way, absolutely amazing as a colour. But it's got the same hidden energy design language as most Zeekrs, apart from the 001, which of course was the original. What can I tell you about this car? Let's start at the front. It's a little bit different from the 007. You get power domes here on the front, or power strakes, to make it look more aggressive. You get the same 90-inch Stargate all the way across the front there. You can get lights in there, do custom images and text and stuff to basically put your own different kind of face on the car. We also get an active grille down there at the bottom, and a slightly different bumper treatment here with these air inlets on the side to make this car look more aggressive and dynamic. Down the side, we get beautiful 20-inch alloys, two-tone, very crisp design those. And Zeekr have not spared anything with the brands here. You've got Michelin tyres, you've got Brembo disc brakes, and Continental 4-pot brake calipers. That'll stop this car from 100 to 0 kilometers per hour in 34.2 meters. So proper performance car, this one. By the way, there is a frunk in here. It's a 53-litre frunk. On the single motor version, it's about 20 litres on the dual motor version, which we have today. Other notable features, we do of course get a LiDAR there on top of the screen. Zeekr do have their own autonomous driving program called NZP. It's not quite as good as Huawei's system, but it's fairly good. And of course you get a lot of cameras down here on the side, millimeter wave radars supporting all of that as well. And you get these quite fancy frameless mirrors. You can also get electronic doors, so press the door handle here, step back quickly, there we go. Not always as reliable as you would want them to be, those front doors. Sometimes they think that someone's next to the car. In here, absolutely beautiful interior. I'll get onto that in a minute once I've been around the back of the car. Another cool feature you get on this car here is this screen. It's not currently working on our car, but this basically tells you the state of charge of the car and other features. There are cameras up here for facial recognition to let you into the car as well. Those electric doors, by the way, front and rear on this version of the car. Very stylish design. You've got this kind of floating C-pillar with an upturned shark fin there. Got a dual sort of swallowtail spoiler on the top and a ducktail spoiler across the back as well. Looks really nice this. You get a light bar all the way across the back there. Very sleek. And this car comes as well with an electronic tow baller. You can get one that pops out from underneath the car there to do things like towing. Electronic boot lid on this car. They don't tell us how much space is in this boot in standard form. You can fold down the rear seats by pulling this handle here and this handle here to have up to 1,737 litres of space in this car. So it's pretty massive. Not quite as practical as something like a Mercedes C-Class or a BMW 3 Series estate, but it of course looks a bit more sexy at the same time. You get storage underneath here and underneath here, and you also get more storage under the back as well, quite a deep pocket in there. And you get this rail system, so you can slide these rails forwards and backwards to basically kind of lock your luggage in as you wish to. So it's quite a practical looking car on that side. A little bit fiddly to work with one hand, but it works. We also get a 220 volt socket down here at the back to plug in other stuff. Another thing, by the way, this car does come with 60 kilowatt vehicle to vehicle charging. So you can charge other cars at 60 kilowatts from here. You can also do vehicle to load of 6 kilowatts for other kind of appendages and camping lights and stuff like that. So that's the boot of the car. What else do we get? Let's go into the cabin in here. Let's pop open the door. Lovely design this, by the way, very smooth. They've made the glass all really flush for good aerodynamics. Let's check out the interior. Very nice in here. You can get it in this black, white and gold, or you can get it in red and black as well if you like kind of a more sporty interior. Lots of lovely materials. You get Monaco Napa leather on the seats, you get suede on these parts here, you get microfiber on the roof lining, so it's very, very nice and soft. You only get your plastics just down there at the bottom. You do get a glove box, but you have to take it open it via the screen. The screen itself is a 15.4 inch screen running on the Snapdragon 8295 processor, so you can see super slick refresh rate on that. Looks very nice, and you can open all of the doors via this 3D model here. You also get dual channel Bluetooth as well, so if someone wants to watch something with headphones in the front seat, you can do that, and the driver can get their audio from the speakers in the headrest. This car comes with a 23 speaker 2160 watt sound system, 7.1.4 surround. It's the Zeekr developed Zeekr sound system, and it's pretty good, I have to say. This car's a bit different from the 007, so they've got a different center console here with this sort of trapezoidal shape. You get a few manual controls on there, dual 50 watt wireless chargers, ventilated as well, and you get a bit of storage space down there and a pair of cup holders. In here you get more storage just on there, plus a 60 watt and a 27 watt USB-C socket as well. What else do you get? Massive panoramic roof, check that out. This one adjusts for the light, so it's been quite hot and sunny today, so it's quite blue at the moment, keeping all those UV rays out of your car, which is nice. Also, you get heating, ventilation and massage functions on these front seats, plus memory. A lot of people, I always forget about memory because it's pretty standard in China, but memory functions as well on the front. They are 14-way adjustable, so you do get base cushion extension of 55mm on here, which I really like because a lot of cars don't do the base cushion extension. I think it's really important. And a few little neat features like this sort of Zeekr tag here, which is quite trendy. Lots of soft materials, it does feel very lovely in here. We've also got, by the way, a massive head-up display as well over there, so you can see your blind spot when you indicate inside your head-up display. You also get your kind of visualization for your ADAS stuff as well on there, which is really quite cool. Now let me pop into the back seats. Also double glazing on the front and back side windows, plus the windscreen and the top, so it's nice and quiet in here too. There you go. There's your rear interior. It's really spacious, this, and actually surprisingly comfortable for a low-down car. So you do get full thigh support, so the base cushion is quite tilted, so you sit quite deep down there. Loads of legroom, as you can see. That's where I would sit when I'm driving. I'm 5'10", no, 5'11", I think. So loads of space in the back. Decent headroom too, as well, because of that big window up at the top. You get a pair of USB-C sockets in the back for charging phones, plus vents. Also, new feature for a Zeekr, you get this Zeekr magnetic link. So you will be able to, at some point, attach tablets to the back of these front seats here and connect them all to the main screen, so everybody can watch their own entertainment in this car. Now, a neat feature that Europeans in particular will like, we get, of course, here, there's a pair of headphones in there, we get a armrest with cup holders and a bit of space, but more importantly, you get a ski hatch as well. Not many Chinese cars come with a ski hatch, so this one's clearly targeted at a more European audience base who do a lot more skiing, certainly than British people do. So yeah, lovely interior, very spacious. You also get electronic backrest adjustments, so I can adjust the backrest with these switches on the side to make them a bit more upright or more laid back if I want to. Now, we don't have any prices on this car just yet. I'll send them to the Viking to put over because we're going to get them as and when the embargo lifts for this car. What can I tell you about it in terms of engineering? Well, it's based on the SEA platform, as all Zeekrs are. It's an 800 volt platform. You get a choice of single or dual motors. The single motor is a 310 kilowatt motor on the rear axle. The dual motor adds a 165 kilowatt motor on the front. 710 Newton meters of torque in total. It will do 0 to 100 kilometers per hour in a blistering 2.95 seconds. And I cannot tell you, I can't describe to you just how brutal that feels when you put your foot down. At any speed, stick your foot down, this car will kick you into the back of your seat. It's really, really quick. Single motor will do that in 5.2 seconds. You also get a choice of batteries. As usual with a Zeekr, you get the golden brick battery, 75 kilowatt hour LFP battery, will get you 650 kilometers of range on the single motor version. The other battery you can get is the 100 kilowatt hour NMC battery from CATL called the Kirin battery. That one will give you up to 825 kilometers of range on CLTC on the single motor version of this car. It will give you about 720 on the dual motor version, which we have today. Of course, the Zeekr Golden Brick battery is a 5.5C charging battery. We'll do 10 to 80% in 10.5 minutes. The CATL battery will do it in about 13 or 14 minutes, something like that. So the ADAS system, not quite as good as the Huawei system here on the Zeekr, but it's decent. It will do a good job 95% of the time. Still a bit of work to improve on that. As I mentioned, I'll give you the prices, and Sam can put those on top of the video for us so you can see. Bear in mind the little motorbike going past there, sorry about that. Yeah, so that's a Zeekr 007 GT. By the way, it's also got a turning circle smaller than a Mini Cooper. Incredible. That's it for our video of the Zeekr 007 GT. Hope you enjoyed it.